Why are humans drawn to power? Human society was never a just place. It was far more competitive than what you see in TV shows like Vikings or Game of Thrones. As humans, we are given two sets of choices. It is either to fight for power or accept power from another source. It is time to answer the primary question. Why do humans desire power to begin with? Is it to get appreciation, obedience, fame, or fortune, or all of the above? Stick till the end to find out. The desire for power emerges in individuals who are pushed to the sidelines. They don't have much autonomy in their life, or are victims of an unfavorable setup. A recent study indicates that the lust for power rises in people who want to gain more individual freedom. 100 participants took part in this survey and were asked which of those things, influence or autonomy, would satisfy people's desire for power. Most of you might be thinking that it's influence, but sadly, that's not the case, because the majority voted in favor of greater autonomy. In another similar experiment, 40 Dutch students did an office roleplay, with some acting as managers and some as assistants. They were required to complete a series of tasks, some fun, some boring. It concluded that assistants who lacked both influence and autonomy showed a greater desire for power than managers. However, the next part will shock you. Assistants who felt the lack of autonomy more strongly desired more power than any other group. This proves that influence doesn't have a major role to play when it comes to power mongering. So, when people say they want power, they mean they want to design their own destiny and fulfill their long-held desires. This also includes shaping a societal setup that they agree with. Depending on their vision, the result could be positive for the society, like in the case of Nelson Mandela, or downright awful, like in the case of Hitler's Germany. This concept was best shown in the novel Lord of the Flies by William Golding. We're going to give a little bit of background, so sit back and enjoy the story. The plot revolves around a bunch of British children stranded on a foreign island. To establish some kind of order, they decide to nominate a leader amongst them. The two main candidates were two boys named Jack and Ralph. Jack was very confident to win the election, as he used to be a head boy and a member of the choir. He would be a good hero for the High School movie, but not so much here, as you will soon find out. To Jack's dismay, Ralph was made the chief. The second part of the story reflects one of the basic behaviors of the human mind: manipulation. When Jack sees no loose end, he starts to pose himself as a helpful and sincere member of the community so that Ralph awards him a higher position. When this tactic failed as well, he starts to conspire against Ralph by gossiping about how bad of a leader in an attempt to turn people against him. Even in real life, we try everything we can to get on top of each other and establish our will and freedom. However, one person's freedom comes at the cost of another person's freedom. The sense of power makes individuals feel happier and more authentic. This is because they now have the liberty to act the way they want, say what they want, and live the way they like. What's your take on it? Comment below. If you like our content, kindly hit like and press the subscribe button to never miss an update.